All right, hello. Just explaining a bicep routine. I did 7/22/2025. Um, so what I started off with was a reverse grip axle bar curl. Then I went to a Saxon bar curl, and then a 3-inch grip hammer curl, and finished off with a concentration curl, but with a fat grip. And it's a 2.25-inch fat grip. Um, did this circuit style, kind of giant set style. Rested enough to just change the weights around, and then went right back into it. Started off with 12 reps, and then I just every exercise was different because rep wise, because of the just the difference in uh, the level of difficulty they were. So the reverse grip axle bar curl wasn't too hard difficulty wise, whereas the Saxon bar curl for me was. And then the 3-inch grip hammer bar curls were not too bad. They were pretty much fairly similar to just a regular grip. There was a slight difference, but difficulty wise, they were pretty similar to a regular. Whereas that Saxon bar curl's completely different. In the bottom, you have trouble holding on to it, and then as you go up, it puts more pressure in the fingers instead of the bicep. So if you've never tried that and you have access to a Saxon bar, I would recommend doing it just for a variation. But no, I decided to do more of it like a grip-oriented bicep routine, and I felt like it was pretty useful. The concentration curls with the fat grip, they don't feel too much different than the regular, but there is a slight difference. So if you've never tried that, I would recommend it as well. It is kind of just good for a variation. So the weights that I used on that weren't too different than what I would normally use. And of course, the reverse grip axle bar curl it is harder to hold on to, but I don't feel that it was too much different than the normal. So yeah, just worked up to a heavy double, pretty much on every exercise. It looks like I worked up to a heavy double and then did a down set. So, like I said, I did rest in between to change the weights, and then went on to the next movement. So there was a little bit of a rest period, but it wasn't too long. Just enough to change all the weights on the exercises, and had to think a little bit on the weight that I wanted to add. So not too long of a rest period, but so it's pretty basic. Didn't take too long to finish this routine, but it wasn't like too short either. So, but on that note, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, or tips, leave them down below, and we'll see you soon.